Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Gummy Bama. How are you today? Good morning, everyone. So, guys, how have y'all been doing? I have been doing fine. I have been procrastinating though. So, I know that I'm supposed to be reading the book. So, we are going to finish that this week, definitely. But that's not why we're here today. Good morning, December baby. Hi, Callie Popping. Good morning, Brooklyn Star. Hi, Queen Scorpio. Good morning, Michelle's daughter. So, guys, so the first thing I want to do is kind of just give you guys a quick rundown on what has been happening with this war between Ukraine and Russia. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the beef sector. Ain't too much to say about the beef sector because them niggas have been real dry lately. But whatever. All right. So since the last time I talked to y'all and I informed y'all about the war, this is just a few little things that I've seen going on. India, the Indian government had ordered their students to leave, but at the time that they ordered them to leave, they had not made any arrangements for them to leave. But in the past couple of days, India did actually gather a few planes together and send them over there to get their students. But by the time they had gathered the planes and tried to send them over there, the airport was already non-functional. The airport had already been bombed. So those planes had to turn around. And so as of now, there are thousands of Indian students, thousands of Nigerian students, thousands of just students, period, who are stuck in that country, stuck in the train stations, stuck in the bus stations, trying to leave, but they can't get a way out. The trains and buses are inundated with women and children who are from that country. And also, I am hearing reports. Oh, Mardi Gras parade. Yes, December, baby. Oh, I am so excited about Mardi Gras for next year, but I'll talk about that later. So, anyways, like I was saying, it seems that they're just trying really to get the women and the children out. If you are a man between the ages of like probably 15 and 80, they are not letting you leave. It doesn't matter if you're from there. It doesn't matter at all. um Oh, I was also sent a video of a little Russian girl riding her bike, and all of a sudden, a bomb comes out of nowhere and blows her up. It was gruesome, very gruesome. Also, me and my bitches who are talking about this in the background, we have noticed that a lot of the brown nations, the South Americas, the Mexicos, a lot of the African nations, they haven't made any statements. They aren't really saying anything. If you think about it, them Spanish speaking countries ain't said a motherfucking thing about a motherfucking thing. So that's an interesting observation. Um, Anonymous. If you guys know who the hacker group Anonymous is, well, Anonymous has officially declared cyber war on Russia. Hey, Ben C, how are you? Yeah, yes. Ben C says, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. So what I'm telling you guys is mostly stuff from Twitter and Instagram. I usually go to the Twitters and the Instagrams because they get the news before the news gets the news. The news people, they have to kind of vet this Twitter and Instagram stuff before they are able to bring it to you people to make sure that it is true. I ain't got to vet a motherfucking thing. I can just tell you what the people are saying and what I'm seeing. Brooklyn Star said, I've been stalking Marks from Dancing from the Stars. He was stuck in giving play by play. Oh my gosh. I didn't know he was stuck over there. Oh, wow. That's crazy. So, like I just said, guys, the hacker group Anonymous declared cyber war against Vladimir Putin and Russia. So, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of their systems start failing in the next few days because Anonymous is no fucking joke. Good morning, Hot Air. How are you? Um, Oh, yeah, this is just a little thing saying Ukraine is not letting any men between the age of 18 and 60 leave the country. I also have seen on CNN that the people who are there, the men who are there at this point, the majority of them, it seems to be like about 80% of them are signing up for the civilian legion, whatever it's called. I've seen old men out there. I've seen young boys out there. I've seen guys who are not even from there but live there signing up. So it is becoming a sticky situation for Russia because the Ukrainians are not like the Iranians. The Ukrainians are not going to tuck their tails and fucking run and leave their country at the behest of dictators. No, the Ukrainians are very much like us Americans. They say, bitch, you need to get it back in blood. That's what I'm seeing. Good morning, View. Good morning, Doreen. Let me see what else. As of the time that I was sent this tweet, the borders from Poland were open. But as of right now, I think the borders from Poland are still open, but it's taking about 6, 7, or 8 hours to get across the border once you are standing there at the fence. So I'm not even talking about the time that it may take you to get to the border fence, but once you reach the border fence, you still have to stand out there in the freezing. It's cold over there. It's wintertime. They got snow on the ground. I don't know exactly what the temperature is because they be talking about in Celsius and shit, and I don't feel like converting, but it's cold. It's cold over there. And they are standing outside at these gates for hours waiting to possibly get through to Poland. And once they get through to Poland, then what? It ain't like there's going to be any, hotel rooms open and available and cheap for them. I don't know what they're going to do once they get into Poland. Maybe they have a few tent cities set up, but shit. Could you imagine leaving your house just to arrive in a tent city in a foreign country? Ben C. says, if you believe in the depopulation agenda, this would be a big piece of it. I do believe in the depopulation agenda, Ben C., and I believe that Miss Corona was constructed by the government to aid and abet in that depopulationization of the people, but that's another story for another day. um there was an old man, 80 years old. He showed up to join the Ukrainian army. And with him, he was carrying a small case. And in his small case, he had 2 t-shirts, a pair of extra pants, his toothbrush, and a few sandwiches. And he said he is joining the fight for his grandkids because they are too small to fight for their country. But he is not. The Ukrainian president is not feeling none of this bullshit that America and these other European countries are kicking. That motherfucker, he wants help. He needs help, but he said he is not going to sit around and wait for our help. He said the world left us alone to fight with Russia as all our Western allies refused to step in and defend his country. And that's a loaded sentence. We refuse to step in and defend his country. Like, bitch, the audacity of you. But like I've said previously, we did sign some agreements with these motherfuckers. We do have treaties with them. So technically, I don't know exactly what the treaty says. As of right now, Biden, he does have, I think they sent a couple of thousand troops over into Germany and over into a few closer European countries just to be there and ready just in case anything pops off. But don't be confused and don't get it fooled. If you know how our government works, you best believe that we have special secret CIA military agents, boots on the ground over there, fighting alongside of the Ukrainians and advising the Ukrainians. Best believe we do. Our best of the best are already there and have boots on the ground. So definitely pray for them, because just because the news isn't saying that we're there, we are there. We like to stick our big fucking noses in a little bit of everything. The next thing that I seen, I took a snapshot of it. It was a picture of a girl. She looks to be about 13 or 14, and she's got a lollipop she's eating in one hand, and in the other hand, she's got a big ass tactical fucking military style rifle, and she's looking out the window. So that is the extent of things that are going on right now. Even the children, the ones who are willing and able to fight, the 13 to 14 to 15-year olds, they are arming them. And the children are with the shits, okay? Um, a lot of people ain't really feeling Sleepy Joe these days. A lot of people ain't feeling Sleepy Joe. Um, People are bringing up shit that Joe has said in the past. For example, someone brought up a tweet, and in this tweet, Joe says, Vladimir Putin doesn't want me to be president. He doesn't want me to be our nominee. If you're wondering why, it's because I'm the only person in this field who's ever gone toe to toe with him. So that's what Joe Biden said before he was officially elected as our president. He said that Putin didn't want him because he's the only one who's ever gone toe to toe with Putin. So do you all feel in this situation that Joe Biden would be classified as the motherfucker going toe to toe with Putin in this situation? Now, I know they have enacted a bunch of sanctions against Russia and the oligarchs in Russia, but I mean, what the fuck does taking somebody's bank account or taking somebody's New York apartment possibly have to do with Putin? Like, you are hurting the people. I mean, I do know that some of these oligarchs are around him and some of them do have a little influence, but they don't have really any influence. It would be like us going to war with someone and then they're starting to take away, like if we go to war with Mexico, you know, it's possibility that a lot of celebrities and stuff, they own little houses and villas and shit in Mexico. If we went to war with Mexico, it would be like Mexico confiscating all of that property. What the fuck does that have to do with the war? I mean, I understand it, but it just seems like it's not fair. You're hurting people who are not Putin, and Putin is the fucking problem. Also, Ukraine and Russia had a sit down in Belarus. They actually met. Putin met with the president of Ukraine. There was this big ass long table. It was a bunch of motherfuckers at a table. They had a sit down and a conversation. Now, I got distracted with real life stuff, so I don't know what the outcome of that conversation was, but they were talking about a ceasefire and a possible treaty. I don't know the exact outcome. I'm going to check and see what that was after we get off of here, maybe a little later. But that meeting upsetted me so greatly because there are citizens, soldiers, people who have really nothing to do with this shit. They're out there dying while the two motherfuckers who got problems with each other are sitting across from each other. At what point do the people expect for Putin and the Ukrainian president to take off their fucking suit jackets and to get in a ring and duke it out? How can you motherfuckers sleep at night sitting across from the person who you got an issue with? You don't even try to slap this bitch, but you're okay with your people dying trying to fight the same motherfucker you're sitting across from. Like, that shit's crazy. If I was the president of Ukraine, I don't think I would have been able to sit there with my hat in my fucking hand looking at that motherfucker. I would have got up and ran across that table like Lucy Liu and Kill Bill, bitch. But that's just me. That's just me. Also, I don't know. I'm a dirty fucking fighter, especially when it comes to shit like that. If I was Ukraine, I would have sacrificed everybody in that room just to kill Putin. Yes, the fuck I would have. I would have planted a bomb some goddamn where. Everybody in that room would have had to die, including myself, to get rid of this motherfucker. But that's just the type of person I am. It seems like there's a lot of pussyfied shit going on, and that's one part of war I have never liked. The generals and the leaders always sit up high somewhere, never scathed, never touched, while the people are dying. Why don't you two fucking generals, you two leaders, get out here and fight? God damn it! Ain't that what you Russians and you Ukrainians like to do anyways? Don't you motherfuckers end up winning all of the strongman competition. I watched the strongman competition on ESPN. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but if you're scrolling past or if you got a husband and he watches ESPN, I'm sure you've seen the strongman competition before, where they be throwing big ass barrels and shit over their heads and flipping them big ass tires and shit. Well, if you know anything about the strongman competition, either the winners are usually Ukrainian, Russian, or German, because that is what the fuck they do. So if that's what you do, if you boast yourself throughout the world of being these big, tough, strong guys, how the fuck can you sit across from your mortal enemy who is trying to steal your country and you don't try to haul off and slap that bitch? I'm sorry, I'm fucking confused. I'm really confused. That shit really upsetted me. To see them motherfuckers sitting there acting all amicably and shit. Meanwhile, innocent civilians are dying. Little kids are out in the cold freezing. It's some real bullshit. Kennedy was on the button when Russia put nukes on our doorstep. Putin doesn't want them on his either. No, the fuck he doesn't, because I follow several people who live in Russia and Ukraine, and I have for years. If you're one of my day one bitches, then you know, because I've done recommendation videos on the people from Russia and Ukraine that I follow. And good morning, kings and queens court. And with the thing, I don't know. Russia, the people from Russia are not feeling this shit. And they are speaking out, but they can only do so much, because if you know anything about Russia, they will disappear your motherfucking ass real quick, fast, in a hurry. And there is nothing no one can do about it. There is nothing no one can do about it. It is real easy to get disappeared over in Russia, even in 2022. You would think it was the fucking 60s over there where they get rid of motherfuckers. Yeah, Ben C said there are no good guys in this deal. No good guys at all. Not even over here on our side. Our president is not one of the good guys. Biden is not a good guy. He gives off the air of a good guy. He's all old and little and frail and all grandfatherly and shit, but that bitch ain't nothing but Trump in sheep's clothing. He's a Trump in sheep's clothing. He just knows how to act in public. That was Trump's fucking problem. That bitch didn't know how to act in public. Trump had a bunch of this little beef sector shit we got up in us where, you know, you can't really hold your tongue. He got a lot of that shit in him. So we see Trump coming. Biden is a wolf in sheep's clothes. Mm-hmm. You think you're over there petting Baba Black Sheep, and that motherfucker throws that shit off and will bite you quick. And then throw the sheep wool back on. While you standing there screaming at the wolf bitch. You don't nobody see a wolf. All they see is the sheep. Good morning, Nessa. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, Sharona B. Hey, Theo Brian. Oh, guys, if y'all haven't already, please consider hitting the like button. Thank you. Let's see, what else do I have on here? Oh, also, President Joe Biden. This has nothing to do with the war. This is just our stuff. So Joe Biden has formally nominated Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court. So she is a black female, and Biden has officially nominated her to the Supreme Court. So I would say fingers crossed on that one, but I'm not going to root for her before I figure out what the fuck she is about. I don't root for people just because they're black. Because that's dangerous. That's what a lot of y'all niggas did with Obama. I don't root for people just because they're black, but I am going to check her out and see what she's all about. And if I like what I see, then I will root for her. But I really want y'all to stop doing that shit too. Stop just rooting for people just because they're black, because they could be black with a whole fucking agenda. You know, black people like their pockets padded too, okay? That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Nessa. I'm just scrolling through, guys, to see. Okay, so I'm just going to go in order for my notes. So we're going to skip over into the beef sector really quick. I have a screenshot here where Tracy is trying to dox a rebel. Have y'all been keeping up with that shit? It is some of the funniest shit in the world to watch that mangy mutt try to dox anybody. Lord knows she can barely fucking speak and spell herself. And then for her to fire up Miss Google and to bring up a whole bunch of shit that ain't true and that we know ain't true, it's just so hilarious. Like, Rebel, I don't even know why you had to come out here and explain that you are not a murderer. I mean, pretty much all of us knew that you ain't got no murder cases, nigga. We pretty much knew that that bitch is crazy. Yes, Brooklyn Star, what is your question? So yeah, that was a trip. Tracy bringing up all this stuff about Rebel, about him having a murder case, and he was never arrested for the murder case, but then turns around and say he got arrested for a half a piece of joint. How the fuck they gonna arrest you for a half a piece of joint, but they ain't arrest you for killing a nigga? Like, that shit don't even make sense. That's a stupid fucking dog. All right, and we are waiting for the question from Brooklyn Star while we move along. Also, guys, I did see Bitcoin is bouncing back. So I did put a little bit of money back in Bitcoin. I know previously I told y'all I took all my money out of stocks and all my money out of Bitcoin. I haven't put anything back in stocks, but I did put a little money back in Bitcoin, and my money is making money. Does Kimmy have new teeth? I don't know, Brooklyn Star. Kimmy don't really come on camera all like that, and when she do, the quality is not the best, and I'm not really one to be looking all up in her mouth, and I don't really watch her channel. I mean, Kimmy is not entertaining to me, so I don't know if she got new teeth or not. Why would you ask that? Is there a rumor going around that Kimmy had some dental work done and she got a new pair of slam ins? A snatch outs? Or are we talking about the screw ins? Are we talking about slam ins, snatch outs, or screw ins? I need a little bit more information. Yeah, she is definitely doxing the wrong person, hot air. But you know, those of us who are familiar with the mangy mutt know that this is a normal occurrence for her to dox the wrong person. We look forward to her doxing people because we know the information is going to be wild, crazy, fucked up, and false. But that's where the entertainment lies. The entertainment lies within the wild, crazy, fucked up, and false. Am I right? So when that bitch was over there call herself exposing Rebel, bitch, I got my life because it was all wild, crazy, fucked up, and false. All right, all right. Oh, all right. So Big Sean, I don't know if y'all seen, but Big Sean's dick pic had got leaked. Now Rico ended up posting it on one of his channels over there on the community tab. I don't know if he still have it up there posted, but for those of y'all who didn't see it, that's where you could see it. I saw it from Twitter. I don't have my fucking membership anymore, which is so fucked up because I really wanted to post it for my members, those of y'all who wanted to see it. But if you want to see it, if you really want to see it and you can't find it, my email is in the fucking about tab. Email me, bitch, and I will send it to you. He's holding it next to a Nintendo Switch, and it's as long as a Nintendo Switch. And somebody had Googled how long is a Nintendo Switch, and Miss Google said Nintendo Switch is 9.4 inches long. So that's what Big Sean is working with. Now, I see what they call him Big Sean. And as far as peen pics are concerned, y'all know I like to give you a little description or rundown. It is straight. It looks very nice. It has one of them big main veins going down the middle, and he is shaved. So I would give this peen pic 2 thumbs up. It gets a 2 thumbs up, especially from the ones that we have seen in recent times with those curved dicks, those little dicks, those big bobble-headed dicks. No, Big Sean is not working with none of that. It is very average. It is very nice. It is very good with girth and length. I don't know. Now, see, I don't know about no 9.4 though, because y'all know I told y'all I'm a bitch with a short torso. I don't think I can do all that, but it looks nice. It looks nice. It is very normal and it looks nice. Okay. And like I said, if you want to see it and you can't find it, bitch, shoot me an email. I'll send it to you. Congress has done away with their requirements of people wearing masks. So from now on, you ain't got to wear no mask when you up in Congress. Hopefully Miss Corona don't act a damn fool. Ooh, 2 wicks up in a circle. Oh my gosh. Putin tells Macron he will stop. Okay, so this is we're switching back over into Putin. I told y'all I'm going in order of my little screenshots and stuff. So sit back and enjoy the ride, bitches. So next thing on the list, Putin tells Macron that he will stop strikes against civilian targets, which is a fucking lie. I took this screenshot a couple days ago, and I know it's a lie because just yesterday I saw footage of Putin and them still shooting bombs and shit at civilian targets, at fucking apartment buildings and city centers and shit. So we know that's a lie. The U.S. is banning Russia's central bank from accessing reserves in the United States. So basically, Russia has a central bank here. We have banned them from accessing their money, but only here. The IOC recommends no participation of athletes from Russia, Belarus. Neutral Switzerland adopts the EU sanctions. All right, so what the IOC thing is, that's the International Olympic Committee. So they are recommending no participation. They are trying to ban Russia from the Olympics, which really doesn't make sense because the Olympics just ended, but whatever. I also did hear, what is it, FIFA, the soccer people, they are the top two teams in FIFA say that they are not playing Russia. Now, FIFA has already told Russia that any games that you all had scheduled in your country, you cannot play. But you can play games in other countries. But the top two teams of FIFA said that they are not playing Russia no matter where the fuck they play at. The top two teams of FIFA say, nope, we not going, bitch. Now, I don't know who the top two teams of FIFA is because I don't watch that shit. I'll have to ask my husband. He watches that CNN. I mean, that ESPN bullshit. I just know it's the top two FIFA teams said, fuck y'all, we not playing y'all. They are boycotting. Regional leaders in Ukraine's second biggest city of Kikrivik says that Monday, at least 11 civilians were killed and dozens were injured by Russian shelling of the city. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So this right here is separate. This is not have anything to do with the beef sector or Russia. This is just separate American news. So it seems that the New York Times has reported a retired SWAT commander was recently acquitted in a fatal shooting at a movie theater. Once again, the New York Times has reported that a retired SWAT commander was recently acquitted in a fatal shooting at a movie theater. So two guys were at the movies. One was texting. The older ex-SWAT guy told the man to stop texting. The man who was texting threw popcorn at the retired SWAT team person. Then the retired SWAT team person stands up and shot the popcorn thrower texter dead and said that he feared for his life, and the jury agreed with him. So in this day and age, you can throw popcorn at somebody and they can claim that they fear for their lives enough to shoot your ass dead. So the moral of that story is keep your motherfucking hands and your popcorn to yourself. Oh my God. Let's see. Still scrolling. Russia. We're back on the Russia stuff. Russia's ruble, that's what they call their money, the ruble. The ruble has plunged nearly 30% against the dollar. This was on Monday after world powers imposed fresh, harsh sanctions on Moscow. Now, one of the families that I follow over in Russia, the one with the little baby, like I said, if you're one of my day ones and you've seen me recommend them before, and hopefully you pick them up because they are good people. But they took us on an excursion. They went grocery shopping yesterday, and they showed us what prices and what the store looks like after the sanctions have been imposed. That was the main reason. They wanted to show us what everything looked like after the sanctions had been imposed. And I can say that their store was not overrun with people. They were there kind of late. They were there at 9 o'clock, but they were probably basically maybe one of only 10 people that were in there. The shelves were fully stocked, and the prices that they are paying for things are comparable or slightly less than we would pay over here. For example, 1 kilo of bananas, and if you don't know, a kilo is 2.2 pounds. So 1 kilo of bananas is $1. Y'all know that we pay a little bit more. 1 pound of bananas is about what, 60 cents on a good day. So 2.2 pounds of bananas would be $1.20, about $1.40 for us. So $1.40 for us for 2.2 pounds of bananas, but it's only $1 for them for 2.2 pounds. So that is just a small little part of the comparable prices. It does not seem so far that the sanctions that they have imposed and that the falling ruble is affecting the Russian people as of yet. And Fee O'Brien just said it. Fee said the sanctions will not be felt immediately. Oh, bitch, there is a new show coming out. It's like it's on Zeus Network. Official D Spot loaded the trailer over there on his page if y'all haven't seen it. And it's like y'all know how to do the Bad Girls Club? Well, they got the Bad Boys Club or some shit like that. And bitch, the nigga from the Where the Money Resides, he's on there. And Mr. Deliver is on there. So it's gonna be like the Bad Girls Club, but it's for the men. So first of all, Mr. Deliver is on there, and that nigga steps out in his best Sunday's best buzzer coat fur. That motherfucker look like it reminded me of James's coat when Mr. Deliver stepped out of the car. I was like, bitch, you better come through with them buzzer skin fashions, nigga. And then, like I said, the nigga who made that little song Where the Money Reside, he on there too, and he stepped out the car looking very fashionista. And it was a couple of other little randoms. I really didn't pay attention to them because I didn't notice them, but that show is going to be good as hell, and it's going to be on the Zeus Network. Now, I haven't been on Zeus Network. Y'all know I don't really been particularly like to pay extra for shit, but I'm going to have to pay for at least a little 3-month season to see them niggas cut up. I hope them bitches fight like cats and dogs. I hope we get several nasty piece of windmill gifts out of that season. I really do. I want them motherfuckers to fight like them bitches on the Bad Girls Club fight. And I do want to say, I think they dropped the ball because Saucy Santana would have been so good for that show. But y'all know Santana, he on tour right now. So maybe they asked him and he said he couldn't do it. But hopefully for season 2, they could get Santana on that bitch because I know he gonna turn it out. Material girl. All right, moving along, bitches. Back to the Russia shit. So the U.S. confirms it has expelled Russian diplomats at the United Nations in New York. Once again, our UN in New York, we have kicked out the Russian diplomats, sent them bitches packing. And the reason is because they were engaged in activities not in accordance with their obligations and responsibilities. So in layman's terms, them bitches was around there sneaking and spying and whispering and doing little funky shit. And motherfuckers called them and said, what y'all over here in this corner talking about? And the shit didn't come out copacetic, so we sent them bitches back. Now, see, that right there confused me a little bit because if motherfuckers that we got an issue with, like, okay, so Russia, technically we got an issue, but we don't have an issue, but whatever. But we know we need to be watching them motherfuckers right now. And if you see them over in the corner doing some nefarious shit, why are you just sending them bitches home? Why you didn't? See, I don't know what the laws are for the UN and stuff. I would have locked them bitches up, at least on a 48-hour hold, to try to squeeze some information out of them, but who's to say they didn't? This is just what they're telling us, the public. So 12 Russians were expelled because, once again, they were engaged in activities not in accordance with their obligation and responsibilities as diplomats, aka them bitches was spying and shit. Mixology said, oh, we have an issue. That's supposed to be what Guantanamo is for, right? Bitch, you better speak a word. Oh, do we have an issue? Do we have a failure to communicate? So, since we're all done with my little updates and stuff that I've seen from Russia, and the only thing really going on in the beef sector was Tree Docs and Rebel. Fi brought up some shit with Mona because Mona has dared to poke her head out of her fucking cold grave these past couple of days. So Fi did some history lessons on Mona and what had happened on the day where she went to Venus and came back, for all the people who weren't there or who don't remember, because Mona has been running around here trying to switch narratives on bitches like we don't fucking remember what had happened. Like nobody in her camp or her crew ever said that she was dead. We all just made that shit up, right? So that happened. I don't really think there's too much going on in the beef sector between, Mona popping her head out of the grave and Tracy trying to dox people unsuccessfully. Oh, I seen that Rita had did a skit on Rebel. The skit itself was trash. Everything she said was trash, but the visual, I will give her 2.2 thumbs up for the visual. Hold on, y'all. And that's usually what Rita gets from me. She gets 2 thumbs up on the visual, but the actual whatever she's saying or trying to portray as a person, that shit is trash. She needs to take some lessons from motherfucking April Walker, because April Walker is the one to me over here who can really do that shit. Brooklyn Star said, not Freddie's daughter lying. Yes, Brooklyn. Freddie, lying ass daughter. Ooh, bitch. I did hear some people talking about allegedly them kids that Mona claims she have, them ain't her kids, them Michelle's kids. That's why they wasn't around when that bitch was playing them swallowing pill games 3 years ago. That's what I had heard. They said them kids is Michelle's kids. And let me see, what else can I scrounge up to talk about real quick before we get out of here? Because y'all know we don't do this shit all day. But it's only been 37 minutes, so we doing real good. We're getting a lot of information into a small amount of time. Uh, Let me go to my history. Oh, I was listening to Brian this morning. Brian was live and he was digging into James, and that shit was funny. I got several little chuckles out of that shit. Several little chuckles. Um, Wiley reported that Nicki Minaj outsold Cardi for some event that they're going to be at together. Whatever. Um, I am going to watch a older movie today. So yesterday I ended up watching An Officer and a Gentleman. And I don't know if y'all have ever seen that movie, but it's a good movie, especially with all this military talk we got going on right now. It is a love story, but it's mostly just looking at the Navy training of its flight team. So it was a good movie, very much like a what was that movie with Tom Cruise, Thunderbirds or whatever the fuck? Very much like a movie like that. So I watched that. And this afternoon, I am going to watch Enemy at the Gates. So these are older movies, and I've seen them before, but it's been a long, long time, and I haven't seen them with adult eyes. So since the beef sector has been really dry, that is what I like to do. Y'all know I'm a movie buff. So I'm going to watch Enemy at the Gates this afternoon. Bitch, if y'all haven't seen, over on my community tab, I posted a link for the new Medea movie if you don't have Netflix. I posted a link to where you can watch it for free. I watched that shit yesterday, bitch. I gagged down. That Medea movie was so fucking funny, bitch. So funny. But take what I say with a grain of salt, because I was over here stoned in a motherfucker. So, of course, I had a good ass time. And I was really happy that it wasn't in the theater this time, because if I had to go to the theater to see this, I think I would have disturbed a very many people. I always go to the theater to see the Tyler Perry movies, because I don't really support like black artist in that way anymore. I don't buy albums. I don't buy CDs and stuff anymore. You know, we listen to all our shit for free on YouTube these days. So whenever I do get a chance to actually support a black artist, I do like to do that. And we do go to the movies to see every Tyler Perry movie that comes out. But of course, y'all know this one was on Netflix, and I'm not paying Netflix 14 fucking nothing. I would prefer to put the money in Tyler's hands, but whatever. So I did get a chance to see it. It was hilarious. Hilarious. I was in here so loud and obnoxious. I had a really good time. I'm going to watch it again in about 3 or 4 months just to give myself a chance to kind of forget some parts a little bit here and there. But yeah, that shit, they did. They cussed a lot, feet. And I think it's because they're on Netflix and they were able to get away with maybe a R rating because Medea said motherfucker. And I believe she only said it once, but I believe you get an R rating from one motherfucker. So I want to say that the shit was rated R because of all the cussing. But ooh, I had a good old time with all that cussing. They was talking about niggas left and right. That shit was good. I do want to say, though, these are not spoilers, but I am going to talk about a little bit about the movie. I do want to say that Hattie was not in this movie. I was upset. I be wanting to see Hattie. Bam was there, though. Bam was there. Bam was looking good. Bam was doing Bam. I was upset that Hattie wasn't there. And I was really trying to see Medea's other brother also, the one that's in the wheelchair. I really think that they need to use him more because that character is funny as a motherfucker. I can't remember what his name is. But he's the one who went to Vietnam and lost his legs or whatever. I wanted to see those two. They weren't there, but you know, other than that, it was, oh my God, it was so good. Mixology. I love me some Bam too. Bam is a motherfucking trip. I love Bam. I just want to sit in Bam's kitchen and smoke some cigarettes and some weed with Bam and just talk some shit for about 4 or 5 hours. So it was very, very, very good. The acting, y'all know Tyler Perry likes to introduce and lift up these new and upcoming actors, and not all of the time do these actors really have their chops in order. I will say that the two boys who were the main focus of the movie are not very good actors, but it is watchable. It is watchable. The main character, the little dark skinned boy, was almost not watchable for me, and it wasn't his acting, it was his face, it was the way his head was shaped, it was the way his reactions were. He's not somebody that I would want to see on a big screen other than this movie. Let's just say that. His little sidekick, Mr. Little Light Skin, he was a little more easy on the eyes, but his acting was just as stiff. So I don't know, I don't really expect to see those two little actors again. Y'all know Tyler Perry is also good with giving somebody a chance and then you never see him again. So, but for overall, it was an excellent movie. I definitely got my chuckle on. So I think that is about it. Like I said, today, later on, I'm going to watch Enemy at the Gates. And after that, I don't know, I've really been wanting to watch Black Snake Moan recently. I haven't seen that one since it came out back in the day. I think like 2003, 2004. So I might actually watch Black Snake Moan later on also. And with that being said, guys, we are out of here. Thank y'all so much for stopping in. I appreciate it. And I will talk to y'all real soon. And even sooner, if these niggas kick up some dust, they need to do something. It's getting fucking boring out here. But whatever. All right, y'all. It's your girl, Thotiana Busted Down. I will talk to y'all real soon. All right, guys. Have a great day. Peace.